Have you ever wondered, could just changing a few small habits make life after 70 happier and lighter? The truth is, as we enter these later years, some things that once felt familiar can quietly begin to drain our joy, health, and inner peace without us even realizing it. Today on Advice for Seniors, we will explore 7 things you should stop doing after 70 if you want to live a more fulfilled and peaceful life. These are not harsh warnings, but gentle reminders to help you let go of what no longer serves you and open your heart to better things ahead. Please stay with us until the end of this video, because even changing just 1 or 2 small habits could create a big difference in the days to come. And if this is your first time visiting Advice for Seniors, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell to join us on these meaningful journeys. 1. Stop isolating yourself indoors for too long. After turning 70, the urge to stay inside and avoid the outside world often comes naturally. You might think that staying home is safer, less troublesome. But this habit, if prolonged, can quietly erode both your physical health and emotional well-being. The story of Mrs. Margaret, 73 years old, is a clear example. After retiring, she spent most of her time indoors, reading books and watching TV. At first, it felt comfortable, but within just a few months, she noticed she was becoming less agile. Her movements slowed down, her breathing became shorter, and most importantly, her mood became increasingly sad and withdrawn. The truth is, our bodies are designed to move. Our brains also need a change of environment, exposure to natural light, and fresh air to stay sharp. The longer you confine yourself within 4 walls, the more your health and spirit quietly decline without you realizing it. If this habit sounds familiar, start changing it gently. Even just stepping outside for a few minutes each day, to stroll around the garden, visit a nearby park, or chat with a neighbor, can breathe fresh energy into your life. Remember, you don't need grand adventures. Just showing up in the outside world a little each day can brighten your life more than you imagine. 2. Stop clinging to past regrets. After 70, each of us carries memories that aren't perfect. Friends we've lost, dreams that never materialized, youthful mistakes, or relationships left unrepaired. If we don't learn to let go of these memories, they can become heavy stones weighing down our hearts. Mr. Robert, 76, spent many years burdened by regret for things he felt he hadn't done enough for his son. He would often bring up these stories at every meal and gathering. At first, his family listened with compassion, but over time, the atmosphere grew heavier. Every gathering colored with sorrow and regret. What Mr. Robert eventually realized was this: the past, no matter how beautiful or painful, cannot be changed. The more we cling to it, the more we lose the present moments waiting to be lived fully. If you find yourself dwelling on painful memories, try this small practice. Whenever a sorrowful memory arises, instead of dwelling in guilt, quietly thank it for the lesson it taught you. Then gently release it and return to the present. Happiness is not found in what is past. Happiness only exists in what you are holding right now, in this very moment. 3. Stop neglecting proactive healthcare. Many people after 70 tend to think, I'm already old, seeing a doctor won't change anything, or this is just normal aging. But it's exactly this attitude of indifference that allows small health issues to quietly turn into major crises. Mrs. Helen, 73, once believed that the mild chest pains she experienced were just due to aging fatigue. She didn't want to trouble her children, nor did she want to spend money on a doctor's visit. It wasn't until the pain escalated into a heart attack that she was rushed to the hospital in critical condition. Doctors later said that if detected early, a simple checkup could have prevented the crisis. The truth is, even after 70, the body can still recover and live well, if given proper care. Small things like regular blood pressure checks, monitoring blood sugar, dental care, vision and hearing checks, all can significantly extend your lifespan and improve your quality of life. Living proactively isn't about desperately clinging to youth. It's about preserving your independence, joy, and freedom during these precious years. Don't let complacency rob you of the opportunities you still deserve to enjoy. 4. Stop clinging to regrets and past mistakes. After 70, many people find themselves spending too much time dwelling on the what-ifs, what they should have done differently, or what they shouldn't have done at all. Some regret not spending more time with family. Others grieve decisions they made in work or love. Mr. Walter, a 78-year-old gentleman from Texas, would often retell a story about a big opportunity he declined out of fear when he was young. For years, that regret hung over him like a dark cloud, quietly draining his joy for the present. But here's the truth. Regret cannot change the past. It only slowly erodes the happiness you could be feeling right now. Life after 70 is not about tallying up the things we've lost. It's about cherishing all that we still have. It's about smiling at yourself and saying, I have lived, I have loved, I have learned, and I still have today. Instead of letting regret guide your path, let gratitude light the way forward. 5. Stop living according to others' expectations. At 70, you no longer owe anyone anything except yourself. Yet many people, even after living most of their lives, still allow invisible expectations to weigh heavily on their shoulders. They strive to be the perfect father, the perfect mother, the ideal grandparent, even when it exhausts them and distances them from their true selves. Mrs. Margaret, 75, a woman from Ohio, fell into that trap. She loved painting since she was young, but out of fear that her children might see her as frivolous or neglectful, she abandoned her dream for over 40 years. She thought she would have time after her kids grew up. But year after year passed and she still didn't dare to pick up a paintbrush, paralyzed by a silent fear of judgment. It wasn't until a close friend unexpectedly passed away at 73 that Margaret had a revelation. She said, I realized I had spent my whole life living for expectations that weren't mine. And if I didn't change now, I would lose the chance to truly live, forever. From that day, she began painting again. Her first paintings weren't perfect, but they were alive. Margaret joined an art class, made new friends, laughed more, and rediscovered her zest for life. And to her surprise, her children didn't criticize her at all. Instead, they felt proud that their mother was finally living for herself. Margaret's story reminds us of an important truth. After 70, you don't owe anyone a particular version of yourself anymore. You owe it to yourself to live a truly happy and free life. You've spent a lifetime caring for others. Now it's time to nurture the small dreams that once lived quietly in your heart. Because in the end, no one else can live your life for you, and no one else has the right to define what a right life looks like. 6. Stop wasting time on regrets. When looking back on life, almost all of us have regrets. A missed opportunity, a relationship we didn't fight hard enough to keep, a decision we wish we could take back. But after turning 70, if you continue letting old regrets occupy your mind, you're silently stealing away the joy and peace you deserve now. Mr. Richard, a 78-year-old former engineer from Texas, once shared, I spent nearly 5 years beating myself up over career opportunities I missed. I kept thinking, if only I had been braver back then, my life would be so different now. At 75, Richard suffered a minor heart attack. During his recovery, with more time to reflect, he realized it wasn't his past failures he truly regretted. It was all the joyful moments he had missed. Family dinners, small trips with his wife, the priceless laughter shared with his grandchildren. Because he had been too consumed by what might have been. He said, when you're lying in a hospital bed, what you regret isn't the old failures. It's all the living you missed because you kept looking backward. From then on, Richard made a change. Each morning he reminds himself, today I will live fully. I'll leave the past where it belongs, behind me. If there's something still weighing on your heart, learn to gently lay it down. Regret won't make the past any better. It only robs you of the present. At 70, 75, or 80, life isn't about counting mistakes anymore. It's about gathering what's left, peace, gratitude, and the simple joy of being alive another day. Don't let the beautiful days ahead be overshadowed by the what-ifs of the past. You deserve a present that is full, rich, and free. 7. Stop hesitating to love and connect. In our 20s, love and connection often come as naturally as breathing. But after 70, many people grow hesitant, reluctant to express affection toward their spouse, children, or old friends. Part of it is the scars left by past losses. Part of it is a fear of being misunderstood. Or perhaps it's simply thinking, I'm old now. I don't need that anymore. The story of Mrs. Margaret, 82, from Florida, is a perfect example. Widowed at 65, she spent nearly 15 years living quietly, avoiding gatherings, holding back her emotions. Inside, she still longed to hug her grandchildren, to share stories with friends. But she kept telling herself, I'm old. I shouldn't bother anyone. It wasn't until one day when her youngest granddaughter hugged her tightly and whispered, I miss your hugs, Grandma, that Margaret realized it was her silence and distance that made her loved ones feel far away. From that moment on, Margaret changed. She began hugging her grandchildren every time she saw them, calling old friends just to say hello, and smiling more, even at strangers. And something magical happened. When Margaret opened her heart, love rushed back in, warm, abundant, and healing in ways she never imagined. After 70, you don't have to close yourself off. In fact, this is the perfect time to love fully and openly. A hug, a caring message, a simple I miss you. These small gestures can brighten an entire day for you and for others. Love doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be sincere. And when you give love, you also light up your own life. You see, after 70, life isn't only shaped by what we lose, but even more by what we choose to let go of and what we choose to keep. Let go of what no longer serves you. Let go of old habits that limit you. And most importantly, stop hesitating to love, to connect, and to live each moment fully. Because with every new day, you are still writing your story. And you have the power to make these later chapters the most beautiful, heartfelt, and meaningful yet. If today's message resonated with you, please leave a comment below. Let's share and spread these precious lessons together. And if you haven't yet, be sure to click subscribe and the little bell icon so you won't miss any upcoming videos from Advice for Seniors, where we walk this journey of meaningful living together. Thank you for spending your time with us today. Always remember, while age may change your appearance, it's how you live that truly defines your beauty. Wishing you strength, peace, and endless love every day.